know it has been a quick minute since I've been on. It has been incredibly busy. First off, let's get a couple things out of the way. Of course, YouTube, this is all fake. It is all not real. Let me make sure that I can actually hear things first. Speaker, headphone, yay. Go ahead and get this muted over here. Oh, good. It's already muted. I like that. Anyways, YouTube, this is all fake. It's not real. Please understand that. This is a bad dream. We're all milk toast over here. That's a new term, apparently. Smooth brains, apparently, is a new term or old term. And I'm just now learning about it because I'm an old bastard. Dude, I know, man. I know, bro. Dude, it has been so busy. Okay. My days have basically been 3 a.m., 4 a.m., getting up, getting on the road by 4:35, then getting back home at 9. I'm not joking. That's seriously the way it's been. And there has been so many things I want to talk to you guys about, but I either haven't had the energy. It's been so busy. I didn't get to work out once this week. Not one time. I did not go to the gym one day this week because of how busy it's been with work. I've been out in the sun all day, and you can't do that. You can't work out when you've been drained. Otherwise you damage your muscles and you could take a chance of hurting yourself. So, but again, YouTube, this is a nightmare. This is not real. Everything that I'm going to say, even if it's from an actual article printed by the internet or printed by some newspaper somewhere. Okay. I know the internet can't print. All right. But it's not real. It's all fake. It's all in Minecraft. So please have a nice day and go fuck yourself. Bro, you're more than welcome to come on. We got a cool little thing to talk about today. I'm not going to do our normal news thing lineup. I was challenged 2.5 weeks ago when I was in the middle of doing some jiu-jitsu training. And in my spare time, which there hasn't been that much of, all in Minecraft, right? In my spare time, I have been attempting to do research on this. And he made a very good point. And of course, I never claim to be an expert on anything when it has to come with this stuff. I learn basically, as I go. Sure, man. Yeah, you're more than welcome to. But he made a point saying that Trump had spent over $8 trillion while he was president. And that number didn't surprise me, and the comment that I made to him was along the lines of, well, it depends on how we spent the money. If he needed to spend the money, okay, great. But I misquoted myself because I had always heard the number 32 trillion with Biden. And I told him, well, hasn't Biden spent up to 32 trillion? And he goes, no, man, don't say that. Don't say that to your audience. And I never said that number to you guys ever. But I had the right number, but I had the wrong way it had been done. Donald spent 8.1 trillion while he was in. And so far, Biden's on track to spend just over 10, but he's risen the debt up to 32 trillion right now. I believe it was as of last month, if I'm not mistaken. But he's on track to spend more than Donald Trump did. Now, one of the key points, and we're going to go over this later, one of the key points that he left out was half of the 8.1 trillion that Donald Trump spent while he was in office was spent, as it was like 4.5 trillion, was spent in the last 9 months of his presidency because of COVID. So kind of leaving that out there a little conveniently, something that's ever happened to your president before, getting bad advice from bad advisors. Yes, I know Trump has hired the wrong people. He's called every person that he hired a piece of shit or milquetoast or whatever. All right, I get that. Okay. And yeah, he backed Fauci, but we also have found out as of recently that Fauci was not able to be fired. Donald Trump couldn't have fired him even if he wanted to. By the way, fuck you, Disney. Fuck you. I bought this cup like 10 years ago, back when Disney was still fucking cool. But, I used to love Mickey. And now Mickey's a symbol of fucking everything that's wrong with fucking every movie. Oh, God. By the way, I saw Nefarious last night. Not bad. Not bad at all. Check it out. It's a good movie. Anyways, so what we're going to look at is we're going to look at a couple charts. All right. I'm going to show you guys a couple things that basically have happened that we have documented from actual sources, from websites, So we're not going to be talking about things that we want to be real versus things that are not real. We're going to be talking about actual facts that we can say, yes, President Trump did this. Yes, President Biden has done this. And I'm going to throw you guys a bonus in there right off the bat. We are also going to be talking about past presidents and where the presidents rank. That's what we're going to do right off the bat. So without further ado, here we go. We're going to get back to this. Okay. Now, U.S. debt by president by dollar and percentage. Who increased the U.S. debt the most? That depends on how you measure it. This was March 31st of 2023. So in case you guys were thinking that this was something from, 5 years ago or whatever, and Donald Trump didn't get rolled into this. No, you're wrong. This is from, look at the website. This is the balance. Okay. This is just a money website. They're completely neutral. They're not left. They're not right. If anything, they'd probably be more of a moderate with left-leaning tendencies, but let's just call them neutral. Okay. Who increased the U.S. debt the most? Depends on how you measure it. By Kimberly Amadio. All right. So that's a great picture right here. We got Clinton, we got Bush, we got Obama. I don't know why that's there, but okay. Mark Wilson's staff, Getty Images. So what's the best way to determine how much each president has contributed to our nation's trillions of dollars of U.S. debt? The most popular ways to measure involve comparing the debt level from when a president enters the office to the debt level when they leave. It's also good to compare the debt as a percentage of economic output. What he's talking about is how far we've gone in producing money versus how much money that we're spending. So if we're making money and spending money, which one's better? Which takes into account the size of economy at the time the administration accumulated the debt. Key takeaways. During the first part of the president's term, they operate under the previous president's budget, which is true. They're always talking about, the previous administration. And then when it's good, it's their administration. When it's bad, it's the previous administration. That's kind of what that has to do with. The best way to measure debt by president is to add their budget deficits and compare it to the debt level when they took office. So when you hear Biden up on stage talking about how all the numbers are misconstrued because of Trump's previous administration, that's total bullshit. They've already got a mathematical equation to figure out exactly what it is that Biden has done versus what it is that Trump has done. It's already in there. So when he says, oh, well, that's from the previous administration. No, it's not. These people aren't stupid. 90% of the shit that you hear from politicians out of their mouth on TV is just eye candy for you to listen to so that you jump on some bandwagon and follow in their ideology or whatever it is they want you to fucking do. All right. You actually have to do research and actually look up stuff. And I know this is going to blow you guys away, but read. You got to read. You can't depend on your fucking phone to tell you everything. You're going to have to do research and figure it out for yourself. Actually, not be a fucking robot. All right, 5 presidents who contributed the most percentage-wise to the national debt are Franklin D. Roosevelt, Woodrow Wilson, Ronald Reagan, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama. That's right, ladies and gents. There's no Donald Trump. There's Barack Obama. Now, for those of you that are basically not even having your balls dropped yet, that you don't know, Barack Obama was the president right before Trump. I know. Hold your applause until the end. Seriously, just hold your applause. Okay, you'll have to do the golf claps later. All right. Drawback of measuring debt by president. Neither of the techniques mentioned above is a very accurate way to measure each president's impact on the national debt because the president doesn't have much control over the national debt during their first year in office. For example, President Donald Trump took office in January 2017. He submitted his first budget in May. It covered the 2018 fiscal year, which didn't begin until October 1st, 2017. You guys catch that little window right there? Trump operated the first part of his term under President Barack Obama's budget for fiscal year 2017, which ended in September 30th of 2017. It's a month before. All right. Actually, no, it's not a month before. It's like a day before. Okay. The previous month. While the time lag may make it seem confusing, Congress intentionally set it up this way An advantage of the federal fiscal year is that it gives the new president time to put together their budget during their first months in office. So I don't have to pay for the previous administration's bullshit. Best way to measure debt by president. The best way to measure a president's debt is to add up their budget deficits and compare that total to the debt level when they took office. A president's budget reveals their administration's priorities. Note, though they sound similar, deficit and debt are two completely different things. Remember that. That's important. A deficit is a budget shortfall, whereas debt is the running total of all deficits and surpluses. Deficits add to the debt while surpluses reduce it. Now, just a case in point, okay? When we are in a slump in an economy, okay, and we actually are in a recession, it's when we have a certain level of money that we have not reached or we are beneath. 2 consecutive quarters in a row. That was the definition of this before the Biden administration. So make no mistake, okay, we are in a recession. The reason why they're not talking about it anymore is because we're still in a recession. The Biden administration is the first administration to have a recession since I don't even know when. That's how bad it is. I think it was Carter. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this again. I don't know. I didn't look it up, and I'm not going to say that's true, but my guess would be Carter, maybe Ford. I don't know. But it's been a while, okay? It's been decades. So to even be able, just from that note alone, to even compare the presidency of Biden to Trump, it's insane. And again, Biden cannot use Donald Trump's bullshit that he did, good or bad, to say that it's Trump's fault, not Biden's fault, because there's literally a mathematical equation in order to figure that out. So when they say, oh, well, the reason why, metal is so expensive is because of Trump. No, it's not. Okay. It's not because of Trump. It's because of the Biden administration and whatever it is they do. You can't close down 3 pipelines and make gas more expensive and expect everything to be exactly the same way it was before you made gas more expensive, whether it's diesel or regular gas. All right, let's see here. What's up? Oh, I got you here, bro. Can you hear me, man?
Yep.
All right. So first off, before I continue on, brother, how are you doing? How's everything? All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like the picture of Joker, bro. That's cool.
Thanks.
Fuck yeah, dude. Joker's always one of my favorites. You remember when Mortal Kombat first came out with Mortal Kombat versus like DC? You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I always played Joker. Always. I love Joker. He was cool as fuck. Him and Green Lantern, man. Green Lantern had this really weird 3-way combo with his powers that you just couldn't get past it. It was really cheating, but it was still cool. But anyways, so comments and thoughts on this so far before I continue forward?
No, it's right on. But no matter what, the Democrats are always going to blame the Republicans.
Well, of
and
course.
The Republicans are always going to blame the Democrats.
Yeah. But again, this is not common knowledge, though. What we're talking about right now, the common man does not know this exists. They don't get it. They're going to believe, just like Obama said it was all Bush's fault, which I'm not giving Bush a pass. I'm not a big fan of Bush. But Barack Obama was president for 8 years, okay?
And
on
in
his second term,
we had the housing crisis. That was the last recession feeling
that the
we
last
had.
one?
Yeah.
Okay, and that was under was that under Obama?
That was Obama.
That was Obama. Okay. Was that an official recession or was that just one GDP?
It's never an official recession with a Democrat.
Okay, I got you.
You know that. It was the whole housing crisis.
But it wasn't 2 consecutive quarters in a row, was it? I thought it was just that one quarter and then they righted the train or some shit. I was very young. I was just a kid at that time.
2000.
So,
oh my God.
I was like 23 when it started, 24 whenever shit went south, So
I feel so fucking old. My kid was born in 08.
Okay. Well, I mean, I just remember I lost my house because of it. I remember that. Because I had an arm on my house and it was like $1,000 a month for rent, and it went from $1,000 to like $3,300 in like 1 month when the arm went up. So I remember that. Okay. And there's no way a 24-year-old that hasn't struck it rich, 25-year-old that hasn't struck it rich, can afford a $3,300 a month payment. Doesn't matter how many people you have living in the house. Well, I guess if you had like 10, but anyways, but yeah. But the key point that I'm trying to take away from this though is that Trump did spend a lot of money while he was in office, but he also had to spend more than half of what his spending was in 9 months of his presidency.
Yeah, because of the pandemic. Yes,
because of the pandemic. Okay, or COVIDs, which is one of my favorite ways to describe it. But the gentleman that I was speaking to, he was a nice guy. He got a little heated because I didn't get heated, but he did. He wants DeSantis to be president, which I don't mind DeSantis. I think DeSantis is a great guy. I have nothing against DeSantis. And as a matter of fact, I look forward to DeSantis being president someday in America. But at the same time,
yeah, like in another 8 years.
Another 8 years, yeah. But I would like Trump to finish what he started. I'm sorry, I would. And we had a really good economy while he was in. Mm-hmm. And if you take away the last 9 months of Trump's presidency, man, he did pretty good. I'm just saying, like I'll give it to anyone that wants to say Trump's last 9 months were utterly horrific. Okay. And one more thing. Okay. Actually, 2 more things. Trump did not fight for our freedom of speech while he was president. He stayed away from it on purpose. I know that. Okay. I was mad at him when it happened. The Portland thing was all his. Okay. I got that. Okay. Freedom of speech was all on him. The summer of love, all on him. I got that. I kind of wrapped that all up in one. And 2, I didn't know this until about 6 weeks ago. But did you know he didn't actually start building the wall until 18 months after he was president? Did you know that?
That he didn't what?
He didn't start building the wall, which is what he ran his campaign on.
Yeah, because he was getting fought on every little thing.
On every little thing. But he didn't start building it until 18 months after he was president. I didn't know that. I didn't know. So, I mean, again, and what you just said is a very, very good point. A lot of the things and problems, and I'm not making excuses for this president, I'm simply stating a fact. A lot of the problems that he had was that he was getting just trashed around every corner. It didn't matter what it was, whether it was news or politics or the Congress or whatever. Everyone was against him, even some people in his own party. Shit, the first day of his inauguration, the FBI, through text, actually said they were going to get him impeached, man. Okay? I mean, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. All right. So anyways, so to continue on, top 5 presidents who contributed to the debt percentages. We don't have to get too crazy into this, but we'll just go top to bottom. All right. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Okay. $236 billion. And that was 1933 to 1945. Okay. That's 1,048% from the $22.5 billion debt level by President Herbert Hoover. Okay. And let's see here. The biggest cost was World War II, obviously, all right, which was $186 billion. All right. Now, Woodrow Wilson, 1913, 1921.
Until Biden was considered one of the worst presidents in history.
Like, he's actually not even on this list yet because he hasn't broken it yet, but he will be, I guarantee you. Let's just do percentages. Okay. Wilson had 723%. All right. Now, something I don't know either is Roosevelt was a Republican or Democrat. Do you know? I don't know. Was he Democrat? What about Wilson? Democrat. Okay. Reagan was Republican. Bush was Republican.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So Reagan had 186%. Okay. Bush had 101%. And Barack Obama had a percentage increase of 74%. All right. Now, Barack Obama, George W. Bush had a war. He had the Iraqi war. All right. Mm-hmm. And Reagan was in during the end, right whenever it started, right? The Gulf War. So that's probably why his went up a little bit. But, anyways, so.
He was also the one pushing the Star Wars.
Star Wars and whatnot. Yeah, I remember that too. And he had something that pissed me off about that was people complain about how he had this like supercar, his limo. Mm-hmm. It was like bulletproof and everything. I'm like, don't you remember what the fuck happened while he was president? It's like, come on, dude. U.S. debt increase by president per fiscal year. The U.S. Treasury Department has historical tables that report the annual U.S. debt for each fiscal year since 1790. We've compiled data from that source to create figures just below. Joe Biden in January of 2023, the nation hit 31.4 trillion debt limit increase passed in 2021. Now, for those of you that don't know, do we have any messages in the chat? Oh, we do. Fuck. Sorry, guys. Sorry. We're here. Hang on. Getting you guys noticed. Hello, Tree Goblin. What's up, Shadow? Hey, guys, I dropped it at the top, too. If you guys want to come on in, you guys are more welcome to. Hello, Vincent, just dropping in and say good morning. Hey, brother, nice to see you. Tree Goblin, saying hi, Shadow. I can't wait for Princess Meghan to be president. Dude, you know what? I just discovered that show Suits. Okay? Like, I didn't even know it existed. And I'm watching it, and I can't believe it, but I like Meghan Markle's character. But I can't stand the person. But her character in the show is actually pretty cool. On 31st December 2006, hello, TJ, by the way, Britain made a final payment of about 83 million, that's 45 million pounds, and thereby discharged the last of its war loans from the U.S. Yeah, well, TJ, I don't think I'm going to be breaking your brain here or anything, but U.S. hasn't exactly been the greatest when it comes to debt in the last couple of decades. We just keep fuck ourselves every single time. But anyways, welcome, guys. Welcome. Sorry for the impromptu, but I'm trying to get a couple things done today. Things are kind of moving kind of fast in my life. Again, apologies, everyone. I know that I've been missing. I know I haven't been doing shows, but dude, I told you guys when the season started, it just kicks off, and I literally have every day already booked next week. I've got 2 appointments tomorrow. I've got a roof going on Wednesday. I probably have another roof going on too. I don't know yet, but we'll see. It's just been one of those things. So that's why today's kind of going by the seat of my pants versus its normal plan out. But, you know, it is what it is. TJ, you're more than welcome to come on. I know it's getting late there, but you can come on. Tree Goblin, you never do, but thanks for coming in, brother. All right, so now back to what we're talking about. So Joe Biden, in January 2023, the nation hit 31.4 trillion debt limit. Now, this was March 30th of 2023 when this article was written. So I don't know if the debt has reached 31.4 trillion. I don't know. We're going to see we're going to see Trump's numbers in a minute, but I'm going to show you what the debt was when Trump took over, okay? And what the debt was when Trump left. All right? So, and I've heard theories that our national debt by the time Biden is done with office will probably be close to 40 trillion. I've heard. I don't know if that's going to be true or not.
At least. Okay?
Congress passed in 2021. Republican lawmakers in control of the House of Representatives said they won't raise the debt limit unless Democrats who control the Senate agree to budget cuts, which they won't. On October 1st, 2021, at the end of the fiscal year 2021, the national debt was, here it is right here, 28.4 trillion. Okay. Between the end of the fiscal year of 2020 and the end of the fiscal year 2021, the national debt grew by 1.5 trillion, a 5.6 increase year over year for fiscal year 2022. President Joe Biden's budget included a deficit of 1.84 trillion. And by August 22, the national debt had grown to 30.8 trillion. Okay. When Biden took office, the economy and the household finances were still reeling from the pandemic and continued to do so for another year and a half, by the way. And Biden continued his predecessor's policy of spending heavily to keep households afloat. In March 2021, Biden signed the American Rescue Plan. Is that that act or whatever? The Reduction Act? Okay. Which showered taxpayers with pandemic relief cash in a form of stimulus checks. No. This is a different one. This is the one where we got the checks. Okay. So that's the one where we got like the two $600 checks or whatever it was. An extra $1,400. And extra unemployment payments and temporary expanded child tax credits, plus other help. It all came with a cost to future budgets. The bill would add 1.9 trillion to the national debt by 2031. The Congressional Budget Office estimated the bipartisan infrastructure bill signed by Biden in November 2021 provided new funding for highways, railways, broadband internet, and expansions and other projects, and it added to the debt too. With estimates on its 10-year impact ranging from $374 billion to $400 billion, depending on how it calculated. They're leaving out the, $8 billion to Afghanistan for gender studies?
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Some of Biden's actions cut the other way. In August 2022, Biden signed the Inflation Reduction Act, an anti-climate change bill that spent money on new green energy programs and tax credits. By the way, to just put a pin in this, if the United States of America or England were to just disappear off the face of the planet and have no contribution to the what is the word they have for it? The contribution to the greenhouse effect or whatever that's now called global warming. I forget what it is. It has a name.
Well, every time something proves them wrong, they change the name again.
Yeah.
But they pull it to like the libtard side of Twitter.
Yeah.
Whatever they think is the best name, then they go for it and they stop pressing it in the news cycle.
Oh wow. Well, I mean, are you surprised? I mean, like look at this year. Okay, we had record lows for the beginning of the year. That's climate change. Well, last year we had record highs at the beginning of the year. That was climate change.
Well, they had to stop calling it global warming because all of a sudden it was like we don't have global warming.
Yeah,
there's
we have
actually more ice in the Arctic than there has been in the last 100 years.
Yeah, it's all bullshit, dude. Whenever I get to these arguments with these climate change fuckers or the flat earthers, I'm like, we've only been recording weather for like 110 years. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all we got. You go try to find the hurricanes of 1906. Go try to look them up. Seriously, for those of you that don't know, 1903 to 1906 was one of the worst times in America for hurricanes in the Gulf. Okay, we had something ridiculous, like over 60 hurricanes in like a 4-year period. It was crazy. It's almost impossible, unless you know exactly where to look, to find the fucking hurricanes. And what happened? You go to the hurricane of 1906 in Galveston, killed over 300 people. It wiped out all the homes. It was insane. But you can't find them because there's no records of it. But yet we know everything there is to know about the millions of years of Earth and all the weather, right? Go fuck off. Anyways, so some of Biden's actions cut the other way. In August 22, Biden signed the Inflation Reduction Act, an anti-climate change bill that spent money on the green energy programs and tax credits, as well as to make drugs cheaper for patients. Of course, let's get everybody addicted to drugs and big pharma, and paid for it by raising taxes on corporations and the ultra wealthy. The bill should reduce the national debt by $102 billion by 102 whole billion dollars. What?
All lies.
What's the 102 billion to 1 trillion? What's that ratio, bro? What is that? Is that 1% or is that no? Is that 1.2% or 1.02%?
I can't go that high because
I think it is.
I am forced to live on about $900 a month. So
basically, the point we're trying to make, ladies and gent, is 1.2 billion.
Unfathomable.
That is so fucking stupid. They're spending $1.8 trillion in the bill, right? That's what they're supposed to spend on it. Okay. And they're going to save $102 billion in 10 years. That's nothing. That's like me dropping a penny. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's literally what it represents. It's like 1%. It's nothing. Okay. So his Inflation Reduction Act over a 10-year period is going to save us 1%, which isn't going to do shit. Nothing.
Which is exactly what McCarthy did when he bargained.
Oh, yeah. The IRS bullshit. Yeah.
They had a bill day one on the table to eliminate the 87,000 IRS agents. And now those same agents are armed to the teeth, storming into privately owned gun stores and seizing all their records, which they're not supposed to have access to.
Yep. No, Tree Goblin, finish our thought, by the way. Sorry, you're right. You're right, Tree Goblin. If we were to fall into the ocean, like just disappear, America and England, it's like 3.4% of the CO2 output. Okay. Because the majority of what they're talking about that's what it's climate impact. That's what it's called. Okay. So of our climate impact, the majority of all the problems come from third world countries because of what they have. There's a place in Afghanistan. It's called the Tire Graveyard. Go look it up. Okay. And they're burning these fucking tires, not following any of the regulations in order to do it. Okay. They're just burning these fucking tires, adding God knows what to our atmosphere and killing people in their country because of whatever it does to them when they breathe in the noxious gas.
Yep.
Okay. So anyways, that was my point on that. So back to what we were saying. Okay. So now, if you guys don't remember, Biden also, in that bill that he passed, forgave up to $10,000 of student loan debt. Okay, and $20,000 for those who received Pell Grants. Okay, because to receive a Pell Grant, you have to be in a lower class, basically. That's why they did that. He also proposed a new, cheaper income-driven student loan repayment program for future borrowers. However, he also announced that student loan interest and required payments, both of which had been frozen since the pandemic hit, would resume in 2023 as of April 23. Repayments have not yet resumed. Remember that. Okay, because basically the way it works is when you graduate, those of us that didn't go to college, okay, because I didn't go to college until after the core, but you don't have to start paying your student loans. I think it's 90 days after you graduate college or after you stop attending college. You don't have to graduate. So if you stop attending college and you have $50,000 in student loan debts, you don't have to start paying on them until 90 days after you start working. But here's the deal. Even if you go to school as a lawyer, right? You go to be a lawyer, dude, you're just going to be a fucking associate, a first-year associate. You're not going to be making that much money. And depending on where you live, dude, like imagine if you're a lawyer in New York or Chicago, all right, and your monthly rent is like $3,000, $4,000. You're going to be making only like $50,000 a year starting off as an associate. So you're going to have to live with like 4 or 5 people, plus pay your student loan debts off. So
an associate, like, or maybe even worse, a legal clerk.
A legal clerk, yeah, or what is it? What is that called? Not PA, but the one that just does the research. Yeah, I forget whatever they're called.
It's called working for free.
Yeah, working for free, basically.
Yeah.
All right. So in August 22, government did not have an official estimate of how these measures would impact the national debt. One piece of it, forgiving $10,000 of debt per student loan borrowed, would be at least $329.7 billion over 10 years, according to the estimate by Wharton School of Business. Now, let's see here. Okay, here's Donald Trump. Now we're going to go look at Donald Trump's increases on this. I got another chart to show us in a minute. At the end of the fiscal year 2020, the debt was $26.9 trillion. Trump added $6.7 trillion to the debt between fiscal year of 2017 and fiscal year of 2020, a 33.1 increase, largely due to the effects of the coronavirus pandemic and 2020 recession. Okay. In his fiscal year of 2021 budget, Trump's budget included $966 billion deficit. However, the national debt actually grew by $1.5 trillion between October 1st, 2020 and October 1st, 2021. And they have a little breakdown of it right here. So look at this right here, $4.2 trillion. That's right during COVID. See that? Yeah. All right. That's during COVID. Now, let's just say he followed his path here. All right. Here's 2018. Here's 2019. Let's take out 2020 and do 2021. Okay? Because 2021 was after we didn't spend all the money for COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say, for the sake of argument, that it's 1.3, 1.2, and I'll even make it 1.5. I'll be mean, and I'll make it the maximum of all of them. So that's $3 trillion plus another, what is that, 2.5? So he would have only spent $5.5 trillion. So in case you guys are wondering, that's $3 trillion less than what Obama spent.
But also take into account that almost all those, after the decimal point to the right, those little numbers, to the right, were close to what they were paying, what the government was paying Big Pharma for all those poisonous injections.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. We can't forget about the, what was it, like $1 trillion worth of fucking pharma. Now, okay, just to give you guys an example of what I'm talking about of inflation, I want you to look at Barack Obama's numbers. Barack Obama in 2010 spent $1.65 trillion. Now, that right there is basically like $3 trillion right now. That's not the exact number. Okay, YouTube cronies that are going to watch this video and make fun of me later, I got that. I understand that. Okay, but he spent $1.65 trillion in 2010. Okay, Trump in 2018, 8 years later, only spent 1.3. That was his first year in office.
Well, don't forget Obama's last year in office, they miraculously left a big pallet of cash for the Iranians.
Yeah. Well, man, there's a lot of stuff that happened during his office time that
Yep.
none of us even want to talk about. None of us. Now, look at 2015. This is something that really poked out at me earlier. Why did he only spend $326 billion in 2015? This number right here, that makes me like super, super cringe worried.
That's sketchy.
Yeah, that's sketchy as fuck. I get the 671 billion, which isn't bad. That's basically like 1.2 a year. I would fully expect a president in today's time to spend $1 trillion a year. $1 trillion budget doesn't surprise me. Okay. But half, dude, that's crazy. Now, George W. Bush, we go down here. And again, he was regular. He wasn't that bad. Okay. He spent some actually decent money. Now, 2008. Now, let's see. Where is 2002? This is when, and look at this. This is also why I think some of that's bullshit. This is when we went to war, dude.
Yep.
Look at that right here. See these two numbers, guys? This is our first year at war. These two numbers. And he still didn't go over $1 trillion fucking dollars. Look at Obama. His first year in office, Congress passed the Economic Stimulus Act, which spent $253 billion. Okay, so I still don't believe that either. The $253 billion, I don't believe that either. That's bullshit. But it's probably because of some, I don't know, rule that they said that didn't have it. But, you go down here, Bill Clinton actually, and this is something Bill Clinton actually doesn't get a lot of credit for. Bill Clinton financially was actually one of the better presidents. He really was. Okay. Mm-hmm. He was. Now, he had other shit that he did. And I'm not talking about fucking his secretaries. Okay. Just that really bad.
No, he didn't fuck them. They just cleaned his pipes.
Cleaned his pipes. Okay. Yeah. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Do you know Two Live Crew sampled that from his press conferences?
No, I didn't.
And they rewrote their song, their super popular song, "Me So Horny," and it's called "Bill So Horny," and it's got all kinds of clips from Clinton in it.
That is really cool, dude. What's up, Quentin? How you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. Okay, so look at what TJ just said. We don't have to pay our student loans until we earn over, depending on what you pay you did, 21 to 27,000. See, that makes a lot more sense to me. Okay, because let's just say for the sake of
here.
Yeah,
you're out of school.
Fucking McDonald's, dude. They still want you to pay, TJ. I don't give a shit.
And they want you to pay more than what you make, which is the great thing.
Yeah. Interest. Dude, what's up, Pops? Or Matt?
Hey, Pops.
What's up, bro? How you doing, man? But like, okay, I'm going to show you the chart of Donald Trump, okay? And you tell me what you think. Because this, and I purposely chose a site that doesn't like Trump, okay? I didn't choose a site that likes Trump. I wanted as much hate as I could possibly find for Trump. What's up, Six? How you doing? Good to see you. I can't tell. What is that? Is that a
painting?
No. The message, is that a hand with water? What is that?
Oh, I don't know. I only see the box squares.
Okay. All right. It looks on here. It looks like a hand. I think it's a hand waving. So hello. Yeah. Hey, dude. Oh, most definitely, man. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming in, Six. Oh, it's a wave. Okay. Look, for whatever reason, look, when I put it up on the screen, look at that. It looks like it's like, see that? Okay. When you blow it up big, though, it doesn't look like it. But it looked like something else whenever I had it the first time. All right. So check this out. I want to show you guys this one. And as I said, okay, for those of us that are Trump fans, all right, just look, this site is probably not the biggest fan of Trump. So they're going to give us the biggest increases from Trump. So summary of Trump. The economy lost 2.9 million jobs. The unemployment rate increased by 1.6% points to 6.3. Now, what they're leaving out is that was in the last year of his presidency during the virus of unknown origin that came out of Wuhan. Okay? I love saying that, by the way. All right? So because we all lost our jobs, everybody stayed home. Lockdowns happened. Okay? That's why it went up. Because before, he broke the wall with the number of jobs that he created. He broke the wall with the least amount of percentage for unemployment. Seriously. He, if I remember, wasn't it below 3% at a certain point? It was like 2.9. And then it just shot through the roof after the virus of unknown origin from Wuhan. Paychecks grew faster than inflation. Average weekly earnings for all workers were up 8.7%. After tax corporate profits went up and the stock market set new records, the S&P 500 index rose 67.8. Okay, because he broke the record for that as well. The international trade deficit Trump promised to reduce went up. The U.S. trade deficit in goods and services in 2020 was higher. It was highest since 2008, which was Obama, and increased 40.5% from 2016. The number of people lacking health insurance rose by 3 million. That was also because of COVID. Okay. The federal debt held by the public went up by 14.4 trillion to 21.6 trillion. We just went over that earlier. Home prices rose 27.5%, and the homeownership rate increased 2.1 percentage points to 65.8%. Illegal immigration increased. Apprehensions of the southwest border rose 14.7% last year compared to 2016. Now, this is a reason why I chose this site was for this reason specifically. Okay. What they're leaving out is that when they're saying illegal immigration increased, they're not saying that our immigration increased the numbers that lived inside of our country. They're saying that more people tried to cross the border, but more people were pushed out. Because the guy that I was talking to actually said this to me. He said that Barack Obama had more people that were actually, deported. Well, that's because more people came through during Barack Obama's presidency. Okay. Mm-hmm. Trump didn't have to apprehend as many people because not as many people came through. The immigration increased because more people were trying to come through in the last year. That's why. It was, you remember the caravans and all the people, all the millions of people that were trying to come through last year presidency? Because during that tenure, there was like this little 3-month gap where Biden was like, yes, we will welcome all people from all countries. Okay. That's one of the reasons why I'm not giving him a pass, because he probably could have done better on the wall. I'm not saying he couldn't have done better, but Biden administration didn't help with that either. All right. Coal production declined 26.5. Yes, it did, because he didn't want to use coal for our only source of materials. And coal mining jobs dropped by 16.7. This is not a bad thing. Okay. Carbon emissions for energy consumption dropped by 11.5. They never put that one in any of the news, do they? No. Handgun production rose 12.5% last year compared to 2016, setting a record. Yeah. I wonder why. All right. The murder rate last year rose to the highest level since 1997. Again, that's mostly because of northern states, okay, and northern cities like Chicago, Detroit, I don't know, the summer of love. Trump filled 1/3 of the Supreme Court, nearly 30% of the appellate court seats, and 1/4 of district court seats. That's actually pretty good. Okay, so and here's Trump's numbers. 2021 final report. Unemployment rate 6.3, jobs openings plus 24.7, jobs down almost 3 million, real weekly earnings up, economic growth up, S&P up, murder rate up 1.1 points. Again,
that's just Chicago though.
That's right, just Chicago. I mean, a lot of this stuff though happened. That's why his presidency is never going to get the credit that it deserves, because a lot of this happened in the last year of his presidency, and because of all of the riots that were going on because of George Floyd, because of the summer of love. YouTube, I don't give a fuck. Okay, that's the way it is. You guys wanted peaceful protests while you're throwing Molotov cocktails and burning down fucking buildings. Okay. Which, by the way, were black people burning down black people fucking buildings. Just so you know.
Not allowed to talk about black on black crime.
I mean, let's never talk about black on black crime. Okay. But I mean, okay. Because one of the things the guy said to me that was really getting to me. I'm doing great, bro. Hey, Quentin. Hey, TJ. What's up, Pops? I hate Trump. Have a great day. 6, it's okay. You can hate Trump as much as you want. You're more than welcome on my channel anytime you want to be here. And a lot of people do hate Trump. Okay? They do. My point is, it's not about liking Trump or not liking Trump. My point is that when you're comparing presidents, we have to look at the presidents a certain way. We have to look at the presidents of whether or not they did better for America or they did worse for America. Because if we want to, we can look at Trump Where's my mind? Yeah, I know, right? Because it didn't look like it. Okay, what can I say? Whenever people ask me all the time, I'm a Republican or from a Democrat. I'm neither. Okay, I'm a Marine. I believe in the Constitution and I believe in the United States of America's flag. So for me, what matters to me most is what president is going to help us the most in our country. That's all that matters to me. Okay, so I didn't vote for Donald Trump when he was first president. I did not. I didn't think he had what it took. I didn't think it was going to be a good fit. But then again, I didn't like Hillary Clinton either. I thought Hillary Clinton was evil as fuck.
Oh, I hate her.
You know, so yeah. So like for me, it was like the better of two evils. You know, I figured Trump would be better. So, yep. Yeah, I know, right? No. See, he makes a good point. All right. So like, I care about, because like, okay, Obama's a good example. I always wanted us to have a black president. I figured we have a black president. Everyone can stop talking about racism. We get the fuck over the slavery bullshit and we can move the fuck on. And all that happened whenever Barack Obama became president was it got worse. All right. Dude. Yeah. What's up, James? Good to see you, bro. Fucking, that's my boy right there, man. Dude, you know what? Guys, if you haven't been to James's site, he can help you grow your channel. Check him out. He's really cool, man. Thanks for coming on, brother. I really do appreciate it. But I've been with him since I first joined, dude, James. But Barack Obama gave us an opportunity to bring the country together, and he did. You know, I don't know how many times he pulled the race card, but I know he pulled the race card on like in his speeches.
Everything.
So, yeah, like
that was done purposely because if you disagree with him, you're just a racist.
True. Because if you don't like him, you're a racist. What do you say? She wears more pantsuits than the brother in the funeral, Eddie Griffin. Okay. I know I've heard that before. I can't remember where I heard that though. Eddie Griffin? What is that? I know that.
He's a black comedian.
I know I've seen that stand-up bit before. I am always looking for help to grow the network. Yeah, go check him out, bro. He's good to go. He seriously is. But like whenever Trump became president, because what I'm trying to get to is the pros and cons of Trump. Trump was great for the economy. Trump was great for the average day working man. Trump was great for gas prices and the cost of loaves of bread and the cost of milk and everything. But he was horrible for bringing the country together. So, because from the moment that he became president, everything that was left-sided, dude, they hated him. They fucking hated this guy.
Because they spent the 2 years before he got elected in a smear campaign.
Yeah.
As soon as he announced.
Yeah, and
he went from being their best friend to the biggest piece of crap on the planet.
He's racist. He's a sexist. Oh, he's the biggest piece of shit of all time. Dude, they preached bad man orange man bad, 24 hours a day, 7 days a fucking week. It was on MSNBC, CNN, ABC, every single channel.
Speaking of CNN.
Yes. Do we have news?
Did you see the Cuomo's ex henchman there that was like a director of something at CNN got fired last week, and he's getting ready to serve 20 years in prison for kitty.
What?
Yep.
Dude, someone grab me that article. I'll put that up. Shit. Dude, find that article. Throw it in the fucking chat. I'll bring that up. That's fucking crazy, dude. You know what, though? It doesn't surprise me. I think all those motherfuckers, man, or I say all of them. I'm sorry. There are good people in these businesses, and all they're doing is working. And they're just forced to do it because they want to pay for their families. But it would not surprise me, Will, bro. I'm telling you, man. It wouldn't surprise me, dude, if 50% or 60% of all these people in Hollywood, news, whatever, are pedos or infantivores, whatever it is, whatever the different levels are, it wouldn't surprise me at all. They like young kids or perversions or what is it called whenever you make a snuff film? I bet you there's those in there like snuff films, man. I guarantee you. And they're all part of the same fucking group. All these perverts love sticking together and they love helping each other survive. Watch that. What was it? I think I talked about it 2 weeks ago. I watched this little little video, this documentary, and what they do is these very rich and powerful people, men and women, they get together and they form their own groups and they go out and they help each other find each other's version of what it is that they like. And they look like every other person. And they're normally rich, powerful, in great shape. You wouldn't even be able to tell them from anyone. They don't look like the pedos from like NCIS, or what is the other one called? Criminal Minds. They don't look like them.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the White House.
No. You know what? You know what's funny is I'm sure that there is something wrong with douchebag, but he's probably one of the more lighter pedos. You know what I mean? Okay, so News Observer, ex-CNN producer. Okay, I got this up. Let's check this out, guys. Let's see what this is. This is cool. I've been so busy, man. I haven't been able to look at anything. I think I caught a report about this. I was going to talk about the submarine that imploded, but that's about the only news story I've actually seen in the last 2 weeks, other than the weather that's been going on here. Ex-CNN producer sentenced to more than 19 years for luring 9-year-old into sex acts.
Met a woman online, convinced her to bring her 9-year-old daughter to his cabin property in Vermont.
What the fuck?
Where he did no-nos.
Can you play this? No, it's not playing.
No, I think that's like
CNN
embedded.
producer sent.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, that's like a computer thing. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
A former CNN television producer who had pleaded guilty to luring a 9-year-old girl into illegal sexual acts was sentenced Tuesday to more than 19 years in prison. An additional 15 years of supervised release during a U.S. District Court hearing in Vermont. John Griffin of Stamford, Connecticut, pleaded guilty in federal court in December to using interstate commerce to entice and coerce the girl to engage in sexual activity at his Vermont ski house. I'm telling you, all these guys are rich and powerful.
Oh, yeah.
As a part of 2022 plea deal, the government dropped 2 remaining counts of enticement of a minor against Griffin, then 45-year-old. Griffin had initially pleaded not guilty in 2021. He has been ordered to pay restitution to the victims. According to the plea deal, Griffin met a woman on a website during the summer of 2020 and persuaded the woman to bring her daughter to his Ludlow, Vermont ski home for sexual activity. How is the mom not arrested?
Maybe that's one of the charges they dropped.
Griffin, look at this, dude. Griffin paid the woman and girl to fly from Nevada to Boston, picked them up, and drove them to his Vermont. What did the woman fucking think was going to happen? And the girl said Griffin grudgingly assaulted her, court record says. Griffin was arrested on December 10th, 2021, a day after he was indicted by a grand jury. He worked for CNN for about 8 years, but was fired after he was arrested, according to the network. You know what we need to do, dude? Seriously. Like, I'll take some time and do this. What we need to do is we need to actually find all of these different people from CNN, MSNBC, ABC, Fox, Hollywood, the music industry, all these perverts that have been arrested and called out and discovered in the last like 20 years, and make a montage of them, okay? And just make the video and post it on YouTube. Like, no shit. Someone needs to do that. I'm not skilled enough to do it. I don't know how to fucking do it. But dude, because it's not like it's, I'm not just talking about the kitty pedos, okay? I'm talking about like Johnny Depp's chick who took a shit in his bed after beating him for a fucking year and a half, however long they were together, okay? All these fucking crazy men and crazy women that stalk their fucking exes and do things like kill their animals and deliver them to them in boxes. Like these motherfuckers, okay? Seriously. It's like, what the fuck? And I don't have much on my channel, but take a look and see for yourself. Sub if you want. I will appreciate it. Oh, dude. Oh, yeah, of course. I've been sub to you for a while. And she has multiple channels, by the way. And for those of you that, oh, by the way, James, I need to make James James is not a mod. He needs to be one. It's not coming up. Why is it not doing it? There we go. It's not letting me do it. For some reason, it's not letting me make him a moderator. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. Boom. I guess I was having a bad time. But anyways, so yeah, these people, right? These pedos or whatever the fuck you want to call them, these crazy bastards, right? There's like this inner ring, this inner circle, and they're in all of it. I'm telling you, man, it starts at like the lawyers and the doctors, and it goes all the way through Hollywood, all the way up to the senators and the fucking. I mean, dude, are you telling me that a woman like Pelosi, okay, this is just my opinion, all right? You telling me a woman like Pelosi hasn't had some dude beaten in front of her with like a club and just laughed at him while she drinks wine and eats cheese?
And eats her like $30 ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah. I'm just saying, dude, like, okay, somebody asked me a question one time. They were like, hey, you think Donald Trump hasn't ever watched someone killed? I'm like, wouldn't surprise me. I mean, if it had happened, it wouldn't surprise me, because these motherfuckers, when they get to a certain level of money, dude, they just don't live in our world anymore. They just don't. They're not a part of our world. They're in a different strategy. They're in a different level of existence because their money makes them think that way. Or I say makes. The amount of money that they have puts their brain into the section that they decide to go to that says, I don't have to live in this way anymore. They just don't. I mean, how many times have you heard these Karens or Steves on YouTube that ask that stupid fucking question? Do you know who I am? Okay.
Yeah, you and the person I'm about to slap into next week.
So if that's just a fucking Karen or a Steve, imagine what it's like when you're talking to a dude that's got $5 billion.
Yep.
You think they give a fuck about you?
Speaking of billionaires and the submarine story.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Okay, go for it, bro. Show them what you got.
Right there. Billionaires are good people, deep down. Too soon?
Too soon. You know what? Okay, the only thing that I heard about it was, wait, she gave us a message. Let's see here. When you can buy anything, how do you get emotions or something? Dude, okay, I'll use a Batman reference. Batman and Wonder Woman are trying to buy Clark something for his birthday. Okay? And Wonder Woman asked Clark, what'd you get Superman? And Clark says, what do you buy the man that can do anything he wants and is a god,
You mean Bruce?
Or sorry, Bruce, yeah. It's like, so what are you going to do? What are you going to buy him? I mean, at that point, what can you buy him? Yeah, Quentin, it was pretty funny, right? Dude, okay, so let me see if I got this straight, because I haven't even read an article on it. I saw one snippet. So what exactly happened? They were going to the
what I've heard so far is they were charging people $235,000 a head to go down and look at the Titanic wreck.
The Titanic, okay,
right.
All right. I mean, if you're rich, I guess why not, right? So
this homemade submarine.
Homemade.
Wait.
Like, as in like some douchebag just like built it in his fucking backyard or something?
Pretty much, yeah. So the big bubble at the front, the plexiglass was only rated for 1,000 feet.
How deep is the
4,000?
Oh, fuck. What?
You know what they were using to control the sub? A Logitech video game PC controller. There is also no bathrooms in that sub.
Okay, well, hold on. Okay, I know a thing or two about diving. This ain't my first rodeo, okay? So if I want to go 100 feet, I have to bring a certain type of oxygen mixture. I've got to make sure that I've got a certain level of tank. I've got to weigh everything perfectly just to go 100 fucking feet. Now, if you're now this is something else I know. If you're ever submerging to a certain level, it takes a lot of fucking time. You can't just like drop all the way down to the ocean in like 30 minutes.
No,
that's not the way it works.
This isn't an Aquaman cartoon, no.
Yeah. Like you have to pressurize yourself at every certain level. Otherwise, you implode and blow the fuck up.
And you can't raise up too high because you'll get the bends and your head will explode.
So, was this regulated or something? I mean, do we have like professional divers?
There was a guy that was working.
No.
There was a guy that was working with them. I guess was like one of the former captains.
Yeah.
And started calling him out for all the things that was wrong with it. So they fired him. So he came out and just kind of like, I guess he's making the circuit now. But he's still here to make the circuit because, you know.
I mean, why the fuck not? You know? I mean,
dear Congress, how would you like a free submarine ride?
Okay. Wait, hold on. Wait a second. Let's back up a second here. Okay. So, because here's the part I don't understand. So, okay, how do you advertise this successfully to billionaires to drop $285 million per sub or per trip or $285,000 per trip? I mean, like, something about that doesn't seem right.
It goes around in certain circles. The same way we never saw TV advertising for I don't know, Epstein's Island. But okay, all of Washington and Hollywood knew about it.
All right, so wait a second. Hold on. Again, this is hurting. Okay. So these millionaires / billionaires woke up in the morning and were like, yeah, let's get in a fucking trash can and let's go 4,000 feet to the bottom of the fucking ocean. And they just figured because
one of the guys in there brought his son, and his son didn't want to go, but he knew the Titanic had been his dad's dream to go see the Titanic, see the wreckage like all his life. So
I mean,
he went with them, and
why wouldn't he fucking spend like $2 million to build a fucking good sub? I mean, look, I'm just thinking outside the box here. Now, granted, I have a little bit more experience than maybe some of these stupid assholes do, but
yeah, it was a mini sub, not like a full-blown sub. But other things that happened, they're saying now, at least the government story is that the Navy detected, like the Navy / Coast Guard detected like a huge explosion, and the sub just imploded because it, which they said was a godsend because running out of oxygen, they were running out of oxygen already. So,
I mean, what the fuck, dude? Now, what probably happened was they descended too fast, and they probably got what is it? Not the bends, but there's a it's when you start hallucinating. I forget what it is, but if you descend too fast, you start hallucinating. Yeah. And you start seeing lights, and you start, like not able to comprehend reality. So they probably did that, and then at a certain point, they were past the point of no return, and that was it.
And they supposedly blew the ballast tanks, but it didn't work, like some kind of mechanical failure, and kaboom.
Hang on one second. Let me look something up. Okay, I'm gonna type this in. How deep is the Titanic?
Is that your microphone hanging there?
This thing? Yeah.
Oh, good. I was like, man, I hope this motherfucker's not going live with a strap-on hanging off his wall.
Oh, no. That's later. That's later. That's for my OnlyFans account.
Oh, okay.
No, actually, excuse me. The Titanic wreckage is 12,500 feet deep.
Wow.
Okay, now, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But even the best subs, let's look it up. How deep can U.S. subs go? I think they can only go like 10,000 feet. You have to have like a certain kind of machine, because like normally what happens is like whenever the divers get down there, they have to use these little miniature robots to take the pictures.
Yeah,
I don't think humans have been down there. How deep can U.S. subs go? All right. 20,000 feet is how a diving robot's gone. How deep can military submarines go? Before 13,000 feet is the record. So the record for a U.S. sub is 13,000 feet, and it was unmanned. And that was set in 1972. It was an unmanned sub. They haven't even tried to do it again. So, all right. So that's why I was looking it up. All right, so let's get this straight. So America, with all of their fucking technology, okay, all their fucking tech has not been able to get below 13,000 feet. That was 1972. We're talking about 50 fucking years ago, okay? And these motherfuckers thought they could do it in a fucking backyard built sub? Dude, something ain't right with these motherfuckers, man. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, am I wrong? I mean, that just doesn't make sense, man. Because they had to know, that they had to understand that this wasn't going to work. Oh, don't worry. I don't know. Wouldn't it make more sense, though, for them to find some rich fucker to actually fund the entire thing? That'd make more sense, right? Wouldn't it?
It would, but people are greedy.
Give me $50 million and I'll be able to take us to 6,000. Give me $150 million, I'll do 9,000. Give me half a bill, I'll be able to take you all the way down. That would be kind of be like where I'm going with this, And then, anyways, but no. So what else did I miss in the last week? I'm serious. I haven't really seen shit. I've been too busy.
Okay, so you know who Mark Robinson is?
I know who Daryl Robinson was, the famous pitcher for the Pirates.
No, this guy's a preacher. It was at the Faith and Freedom Coalition.
Okay. No.
With a whole bunch of conservatives preparing for the 24 campaign.
Okay.
Mark Robinson goes scorched earth on Biden and officially endorses Trump.
Was he originally like a blue instead of a red?
I really don't know that much about him, but I've got a video if you want the video.
Yeah, shoot it too. I mean, the question I'm asking is, I'm sure there are a lot of preachers and priests and rabbis that have supported Trump. What I'm saying is why is this one guy?
I think he comes from a political place, but he's a conservative, and I think he's a preacher because he speaks like one.
Okay, all right. Well, what really prompted this for me to look all this up is I didn't realize that people were so passionate about DeSantis, dude, but they are. They're super passionate about DeSantis. All right. Play it, brother. Oh, he's black. Okay.
Putin puts Russia first. The president of China puts China first. The man in Brazil puts Brazil first. The man in our office puts ice cream first.
Yeah. Gotta wipe that sweat off.
Oh, yeah.
Today, America needs a fighter indeed. This nation needs a fighter. Someone who is willing to go onto the world stage, walk in boldly, strongly, waving the American flag, saying, the Americans are here and we are in charge again. And we're going to lead this world into the future with freedom. That's what America needs. And that is why on this stage today, I'm endorsing Donald J. Trump.
So he's a black conservative in Washington, D.C.?
Yep.
That's why this is so huge, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
As the President of the United States of America in 2024.
I mean, okay, there's a lot. There is a huge amount of black conservatives on YouTube that are like posting little clips of black communities supporting Donald Trump. Seriously. And it's funny because what they'll do is they'll come up to him like, hey, have you heard of DeSantis? And it's like 50-50. Like 50% of them have heard of him and 50% of them have not heard of him. They don't even know who he is, So when I got asked the question, I was just asked, the guy at the BJJ, he was just like, so, are you for DeSantis or are you for Trump? And I'm like, well, right now I'm for Trump. I mean, I want Trump to come in and go scorched earth. I want him to have revenge on the people that fucked him over from the first one. And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, and the way, and his entire demeanor changed. Keep in mind, I had just been on the ground with these motherfuckers for an hour and a half, rolling with them, getting the shit kicked out of me and kicking the shit out of them, right? So we're covered in sweat. We're tired as fuck. And his entire demeanor changes. And he's like, people like you are why DeSantis isn't going to get elected. It's like,
TDS much?
I'm just saying, like, dude, you want a guy that hasn't even finished his governorship to become president. It's like, look, I get it. I told him off the bat, I was like, I love DeSantis. I think DeSantis has done great things in Florida. Okay. The Don't Say Gay bill thing was amazing. I love that shit. That shit was awesome. And I say don't say gay because I love the fact that that's what they called it. I was like, yeah, that's great, even though it has nothing to do with that. But I'm like, but to have him be president, he's not JFK, all right? I'm just saying, like I don't mind him being president in a couple of years, but I want Trump to finish what he started. I want to see, and I want to give Trump another chance. I mean, I know this is going to sound horrible, and I'll probably get flack for this later, but he can't do worse than Biden did, man. I mean, I'm just saying. And I know Trump has at least got people behind him at this point. They're going to help him be president. Who the fuck does DeSantis have? Like what he's getting, DeSantis is getting backed by who? A nation's first elected. Oh, what? No!
Yep.
What? Are you serious? Can we put that on YouTube?
Only one way to find out.
Oh, shit. They might get mad about the word. Ah, well, fuck it.
Fuck 'em.
Guys, this might get me banned, but here we go. So, okay, you know how they're always saying, oh, we must support trans rights. Well, guess what, guys? This is what happens when you put a pervert in charge of things. Nation's first elected transgender state rep arrested on child porn charges police. Love the picture, by the way.
Huh? He must have just found out he doesn't get to go to the woman's side of the
I know, right? A former New Hampshire state representative and the nation's first transgender identifying state lawmaker was arrested by police this week and charged for allegedly distributing child pornography. Stacey Marie Laughlin, a Democrat who previously resigned twice from the New Hampshire State House, is now. Oh, wait. So we don't know what his middle name is. Okay. Well, that's a dude. So Mr. Lawton. Okay.
Yeah, they didn't want a dead name.
They didn't want a dead name his ass. Well, Mr. Lawton is now facing 4 counts of distributing sexual explicit images of children. Save the children. Mr. Lawton was born Barry Charles Lawton Jr. So Barry is a kitty diddler.
Yep.
Nashua Police Department Public Information Officer Sergeant John Sinelli said the police were called to respond to a juvenile incident on Tuesday and were then told that the former lawmaker had been distributing explicit images. So, was he a former lawmaker then, or was he a former lawmaker now? On Thursday,
He was a former lawmaker in that state then,
okay.
and now he was doing something else, but
Okay.
not anymore.
Not anymore. On Thursday, police searched Lawton's house and arrested him. They spoke. I love his picture, dude. They spoke with reporting parties that indicated Lawton distributed sexually explicit images of the children. Sinelli said, and according to Patch, detectives from the Special Investigations Division were assigned to further the investigation. They applied for and were granted a warrant for Lawton's arrest. Lawton is slated to be arraigned on Friday at the Hillsborough County Superior Court South. The 39, dude, that guy's 39? That's a 39-year-old? What the fuck, dude?
Evil pre-ages you.
God damn. Wow, that's a hard 39, bro. I thought it was like 50. The 39-year-old has been plagued by repeated legal troubles in the past. In 2008, he was convicted of credit card felony, according to the New Hampshire union leader. In 2012, Lawton became the first transgender identifying person elected as state lawmaker, thrilling LGBT activists. I believe that at this point, the Alphabet Soup Bastards, a community, will hopefully be inspired, Lawton said at the time. My hope is that now maybe we'll see more people in the community running, maybe for alderman. Maybe in the next election, we'll have a senator. Okay, guys, I know this is going to blow you away, but if you take a dude, what does he say? DeSantis kicks Mickey Mouse's ass. Yeah, this is true. This is very true. I hate to break it to you. I know this is going to piss a lot of people off, but if you take dudes that like to wear dresses and it's not like some kind of kinky thing or sexual fantasy thing, and they throw it in people's faces and they want people to be involved in their sexual shit, generally speaking, when you put them in positions of power or you look at their past lives, not every time, but a majority of the time, they're probably going to be perverts. I'm just saying, all right? Like, look, there's a difference between a dude that likes to dress up as a baby and be fed baby food as some kind of sexual fantasy than him saying he's going to force people to see that in his office. I'm just saying, all right? You can skewer me if you want to. You can say all this shit about me, but let's just look at the past and let's, kind of, look at it. What was the one that happened in Virginia? The kid, the one that raped the girl in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Just buying a sleeping bag, summer camps for training. No way, dude.
Yep.
What the fuck? All right. This is the last one. I got to go after this. I have to go after this.
Okay, well, do this one, and I'm going to bring up a video.
Okay. All right.
It's just like a quick video just to prove this.
Okay. All right. Chest binders and sleeping bags. Summer camp's a great line, dude. Summer camps for transgender kids as young as 4, the new craze. From New Hampshire to California, overnight summer camps for transgender children as young as 4 are cropping up all over the United States, with many operating from secret locations where counselors reinforced campers' gender dysphoria with voice training, makeup sessions, and other trans-centered activities. At Camp Lilac, an overnight camp in an undisclosed location in central Ohio, more than 100 kids as young as 12 are free to socialize, grow, and express themselves in an environment without caregiver supervision, according to the website By Caregivers. That makes no fucking sense. The site refers to parents who may volunteer at the camp. Gee, I wonder what parents are going to be volunteering at that camp, Will, but cannot attend sessions with their own children. All right. A typical day at Camp Lilac includes trans-centered activities such as makeup and hair tutorials and voice training. What the fuck does this sound like to you, dude? If I were to read this to you and you didn't know a fucking thing about the LGBTQ plus alphabet soup bullshit, what would that sound to you? Or how would that sound to you?
It would sound like, where's my shotgun, Martha?
Okay, well, that's a given. But, okay, look. Here we go. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Send your kids to my camp. I'm going to train them in sexualized activities. And you, the parent, are not allowed to be a part of these activities. But any parent that's not your child's parent can volunteer to be a part of these sexualized activities.
No.
You see? Like, how is this even sane? Like, how the fuck has this become a thing? I mean, what the fuck, man? Like, do we just like one day? I don't know, dude, whatever. Okay, here's the video. Secret location. So, I know, right? So many fucking red flags. It's fucking so crazy. I'm leaving that one up. All right. Here we go. All right.
Okay.
Play, bro.
This is on Timcast. You know who this is a big to-do drag march and whatever. Guess who was seen in the drag march by Timcast IRL?
I can't even imagine.
Fucking Chuck Schumer marching in the parade. He likes
What?
pages too, just not the same way that Clinton did.
You know, hey,
I'm not judging, not judging.
anyway, yeah, let's do this.
So, okay, you got that on the screen?
Let me get this off. Hang on. All right.
Got it?
Yep, let's go. What the fuck? We're coming for your children.
Next question. Now,
How could anyone see that? I mean, seriously, a sane, rational person watching that video, okay? How could anyone see that video that you just played and say, yeah, woo, I back that 100%?
now, when the San Francisco Gay Men's Choir about a year or so ago
No, 4
made
years. 4 years.
is it
ago.
4 years ago? 4 years
4
ago
years.
now. Made that we did it as a joke because conservatives want to bring God into everything and they think we're coming for their kids. So we're going to just make this song as a joke. You didn't make it as a joke.
No,
You were telling us what you were going to do.
you were telling us exactly what the fuck.
You know why? Because the villains in all the stories always have to monologue what their evil plan is. That's how they get caught.
Well, here's something else too, though. And okay, now granted, I know not everybody that watches me is religious, but as you guys know, I am religious. I don't care if you guys are or aren't. I don't judge you guys for that, but I do believe in religion. Okay, and I always find this kind of interesting. But the way Satanism works, the way that they get sacrifices in the book and everything, and the way a demon is allowed to enter your body or whatever. Okay, bear with me, all right, guys. I know not all of you guys believe in this shit. Just bear with me for a second. I'm going somewhere with this. Okay. You have to willingly allow for the evil to enter you. That's how it works. Okay. The way the rules were laid out was a demon cannot take over a person and the devil cannot control a person unless the person allows the devil or the demon to enter them. But it is full of loopholes because, like, for instance, if you sign a contract, don't know what's on the contract, you're viable for what's on the contract and you have to fulfill what's on the contract. It kind of works the same way. So if they inadvertently get you to agree to something and you don't know what it is, like, I don't know, your children going to a summer camp, then they're able to do certain things, religious wise. So as a person that does believe in all this stuff and believes in demons and angels and shit, wouldn't that be crazy if all this is just like all about that? Wouldn't that be weird if like the whole Epstein Island, abortions, all this kitty diddler shit, all this LGBTQ crap, controlling your kids and having your kids go away to sleepaway camps to indoctrinate them? Wouldn't that be kind of weird if that's what all this was about? It was like the battle for our souls. Again, I know, okay, cut me some slack. I never talk about this shit. Just give me a moment. But, like, I mean, it's kind of scary when you think about it. It really is. Like, let's just go comic book here. I mean, it's not like Spawn wanted to fucking be Spawn. I mean, he did all that shit in life, and he became Spawn. He didn't willingly become Spawn, guys. But he made a deal before he even knew he was making a fucking deal. I'm just saying. But, I mean, what's his name did this cool report the other day. I forget which. I think it was Tucker. It could have been Tucker, but like I said, I've been so busy I'm forgetting. But I mean, isn't abortion just sacrificing your child?
Yeah.
I mean, like what's her name? The ugly chick that everybody think is hot. She played Poison Ivy in that horrible Batman movie. What is her name?
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember her name.
Kill Bill. What's her name? Okay. Uma Thurman. Okay.
Yeah.
So Uma Thurman was quoted once as saying, if I had not had an abortion, I would not have been able to fulfill my dream in becoming an actress. I'm misquoting her. Okay. That's not verbatim, but it's along those lines. So if you want to look at it from that perspective, she sacrificed her child to become famous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, I'm not even talking about right and wrong here. I'm not talking about my body, my choice. I'm simply talking about what she did and what she said about what she did. I mean, you still have to end a life, right? I'm just saying, anyways. But all right, brother, I got to get out of here. I got other stuff I got to do. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all the support. TJ, thanks for sticking around. I was glad you're here all day with us, TJ. Quentin, man, you're awesome, brother. Thank you for being here. Everyone else. I don't think Six stuck around whenever we started talking about Trump. I wish she would have. If she would have, she would have known that we weren't talking about Trump necessarily being a good guy or a bad guy. But it's 7 p.m. in Netherlands, and it's time to do draw stream. Oh, cool, bro. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
All right. And TJ, you haven't come on live with me in a while, young lady. Why not? You should have come on with me today. But guys, remember, I will be trying to be live whenever I can, but we've literally had
the busy season.
We've had 7 tornadoes, and we're literally getting a hailstorm every 2 or 3 days right now. I'm not joking. We had one pop in last night. It literally came in. It was on no radar, and it came in. It lasted for 30 minutes, and we don't even know. Like the meteorologists are calling this like the summer to end all summers because they literally cannot predict what's happening because of some crazy weather system that they've never seen before. Again, we don't know anything about weather because we've only been studying it for like 110 years. But yeah, I will make and drop videos as much as possible. I was thinking about maybe making a couple of videos when I do my roof this week, and just posting them like last time. But I figured it'd be kind of cool because this roof, the one that we're doing on Wednesday, is actually the same roof that I made videos of last year in December before I went to the Philippines. So I figured it'd be kind of cool to make another video. But yeah, guys, thanks everything. And young lady, what do you want me to call you, huh? Well, tell your husband it is my pleasure for sure. All right, Will, thank you so much, brother. Final thoughts before we get off of here?
Not that I can legally say on YouTube.
You legally say on YouTube? All right. Quentin, man, thanks again, brother. All right, guys, remember, I know it's dark. I know some crazy shit's going on right now. They can't last forever. The Ouroboros will eventually kill itself, and the fast fire will always burn itself out. Remember, gasoline can't sustain itself. It just can't. So just stick by it. Remember, watch your 6. All right. And never take things at face value. Always do your research. Always look into it for yourself. You guys be cool. Take care. And peace, love, and chicken grease, everybody. Deuces.